Dear parents and families of Hamada Educational Services Academies, Universal Academy, Star International Academy, Universal Learning Academy, and Noor International Academy, welcome to our live family engagement broadcast. I am with you, Mr. Wissam Sharafuddin, Family Engagement and Community Liaison, and also we have with us Mr. Ambassador Dr. Ali Ajami, also a Community Engagement Liaison for Hamada Educational Services. Welcome, Dr. Ali.
Ya ahla wa sahla.
Today we are going to present to you some shared resources for continued learning during the summer. As you know, June 18 was the final day for school for our students, and the summer vacation has started. Although we had the last few months as virtual learning, the difference does not seem big between the summer and what's before it. But we wanted to share with you some tips for our students to continue having a productive summer and a fruitful one.
طبعا بنرحب بكل الأهالي معنا الطلاب والأهالي. الحلقة كلها راح تكون مخصصة لمتابعة بعض الملاحظات، بعض المصادر، بعض الإرشادات والتوجيهات بالنسبة خصوص موضوع استمرارية التعليم خلال فصل الصيف. طبعا بنعرف نحن أنه بالفترة الماضية خلال شهرين أو أكثر انتقلنا من التعليم الفيزيكال العادي إلى التعليم أونلاين عبر الإنترنت الافتراضي. هذا الأمر أرخى بثقله على الجميع. وضعنا كلنا أمام تجربة وتحدي مختلف، وضع كل الهيئة التعليمية كل الإدارة أمام هذا الخيار. الآن ماذا سيجري؟ سنطرح الكثير من الأسئلة خلال الحلقة، وطبعا نتمنى من كل الأهالي اللي بيتابعونا أنهم يتواصلوا معنا، يطرحوا ما بجعبتهم، ما في أذهانهم من هواجس، من أسئلة بتتعلق بموضوع التعليم خلال الصيف والمرحلة اللاحقة في فصل الخريف. Okay, Wissam.
So we are going to share with you 5 tips for creating a daily schedule for kids. So it is recommended to have some sort of a schedule or a structure for the day, since we have long free days for the upcoming few months. Many of our families are not traveling due to COVID-19 restrictions. Many of our kids will have that long periods of free time in their houses. So we recommend having some sort of a structure or filling the day with some sort of a schedule. The first step is getting the kids involved in the schedule. Some to-dos are non-negotiable, like tidying up their toys or doing their homework, but otherwise children should have a say in how their days are structured. Does your daughter get angsty sitting down for too long? Well, schedule a 5-minute stretch break at the end of every activity, or better yet, make it a family affair. A good breakfast activity would be reviewing the schedules and moving things around so schedules match up advices. So, you can review these schedules, and you have to get the kids involved in putting these schedules together. If we just put the schedules for the kids, they might be a little bit repelled from it. So make it a collaborative effort, take their opinion, and create these schedules together.
Okay, Wissam, continue. I will brief them later on in Arabic.
Sure, doctor. And the second tip is using pictures for younger children. So if your kids are too young to read a schedule, rely on images instead. Take photos of each activity of the day, label the photos, put them in order of the day. They can be changed around as needed, but the visual is a great reminder for children and helps them be more independent. For example, drawing a printed photo from the internet, if you know, if will work. If you have a printer, you can just print one. If not, you can even draw. You can have that as an activity with the kids, to draw a symbol for each one of these activities, and then you hang these activities on the fridge or wherever it is, in a visual way for younger children. Third, don't worry about extra screen time in the following few months. This is not a personal opinion. This is according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. Because of the strange times, we are relying more on our screens right now, and that is to be expected. To feel better about it, stream some educational shows for your kids, depending on the age. Sesame Street for younger kids, for example, and also set reasonable limits. So do not make it completely open, but for parents who usually have more strict limits on screen time, this is a time to be more considerable of the times that we are living in. And the fourth tip is to have a couple of backup activities ready to go. This is a tip that teachers know very well, that you always have to have a backup plan. You always have to overplan, so there aren't any gaps, because these gaps that create sometimes issues. So when your kid's virtual play gets canceled, or a website is not working, or you have an unexpected work call, or you have a few things to do in your back pocket that needs to be done, you have these extra activities that you can offer for kids, like virtual field trips, crafts for toddlers, STEM activities for kids, brain busting puzzles. I'm going to go over a few of these resources with you, and I'm going to be sharing the links in the comment section, so you'll have them even if you come back later for the same video. And the last tip is be flexible. You got a conference call in the afternoon. Forget the Play-Doh making that you had planned, and queue up an online story time for your mini kid instead. Your kid has a hankering for a Rice Krispies squares on a Tuesday. Well, check out other baking recipes that your kids can use. Don't throw all routines and rules out the window, but be prepared to adopt, and most importantly, be kind to yourself. So you have to be flexible in your scheduling, that if something needs to change, it will change. Nothing is set in stone. So, that flexibility will reduce the stress and will make it more effective.
فإذا رح نقدم لكم 5 ملاحظات توجيهية كيف ممكن تخطط لبرمجة الحياة اليومية لأولادكم خلال فترة العطلة الصيفية. الملاحظة الأولى هي أنك تخلي الأولاد يندمجون في العمل. أي شيء إذا كان في إمكانية أن تحول مشاركة الأولاد إلى جزء من مشاركة العائلة معهم، هذه بتعطي للأولاد فرصة أكبر للمشاركة، بتعطيهم إحساس أنه هن مش لوحدهم بالعمل، بتخليهم يحسوا أنه العمل ليس ثقيلا على الأذهان. وسام، إذا ممكن ترجع لي
Sure.
هدف إذن أول وحدة هي أن يقوم الأولاد، أن تجعل الأولاد يتشاركون في أي عمل بدكم تقوموا فيه. الملاحظة التالية أو التوجيه الثاني هو أنك تختار صور لأطفالك الصغار. يعني إذا ابنك عم يقوم بأي عمل، عم يرسم، عم يكتب، عم يلون، خذ صورة من عمله وعلق له إياها حواليه على الحائط في أي مكان، في غرفته، في البيت، تخليه تحس أنه عمله منتج، عمله مجدي، عمله عمالي يقدر من قبل الأهل. طبعا لاحظنا يعني خلال الشهرين الماضيين، ومؤكد سنستمر في الملاحظة خلال الفترة التالية، أنه نحن جميعا، نحن أو الأولاد، نجلس وقت طويل أمام الشاشات، وهذا أمر ليس اختياريا، ألزمنا عليه بفعل التعليم الافتراضي. فهذا الأمر مش لازم يشكل لك حالة قلق للأهل، أنه كيف أولادهم عم يقعدوا وقت كتير أو وقت طويل على أمام الشاشات. هذه مسألة ممكن الاستفادة منها باعتبار أنه ليس هناك من خيار آخر. النقطة الرابعة أنه دائما خلي عندك خطة بديلة. لا يعني أنه الخطط اللي موجودة بدك ترميها، لا، بس دائما لأي طارئ يحدث، إذا بقي عندك فراغ في مجال معين، فليكن هناك خطة بديلة لنقاشات لنشاطات أخرى تكون جاهزة لتنفيذها. وأخيرا، كن دائما مرنا. خلي المرونة عنوان لتعاطيك مع ابنك، مع النشاط اللي ممكن يقوم فيه خلال فترة الصيف. ما تكون ملزم لأولادك بتحديدات معينة. إذا كان في إمكانية دائما للخروج خارج الإطار الضيق للخطط الموضوعة، لا مانع، ولكن شرط أن تبقى دائما في إطار مشاركة الأولاد ومشاركة الأسرة للأولاد للتعلم خلال فترة الصيف. وسام.
نعم. فالآن نحن يعني نتكلم دكتور حول وضع جدول صيفي للأولاد، وإذا كان الأولاد صغيري السن يعني صف الحضاني مثلا، ممكن استخدام صور بدل جدول مكتوب. الآن سوف أريكم. I'm going to show you a few of the examples I mentioned when talking about alternative activities. I'm going to enlarge the screen over here. So this is, and I shared this link. This link will give you few resources for visual books, books that can be read to you. Brooklyn Public Library, for example, they have a family page and they have a live broadcast every 11 a.m. actual reading of reading for children. David Spencer YouTube channel, etc. These are some of the best resources for visual reading. That's for younger kids. If you want someone to read for them and be engaged with them. Another source I want to show you is these are. I'm going to share this also with you. These are 16 of the best puzzles for kids to boost their development and keep them occupied. So you can purchase them for a very decent price. These are different puzzles. This is, for example, a little puzzle that different shapes can be made according to pictures, and it's $17, for example, on Amazon. This has all the links for you to purchase these puzzles if you need to. Also, by the way, public libraries do have puzzles like that. You just have to check it out and check the resources in your local public library and how can you use these resources. So I just shared this link with you. Here is another link I wanted to share with you. This is 12 best STEM activities for kids using things you already have at home. So these are STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. And this is something that the core curriculum focuses on. And these are different activities that you can use, things that you already have at home, like building a fort. Have you ever built a fort with your kids in the living room? That's something that's very exciting for kids. Lego math, etc. Even making bread. The dough is kind of short. The flour is short in the market these days because of so many parents are doing now baking at home and also doing activities with their kids as baking. Another source I want to show you and share with you is this is special crafts for toddlers. So for younger kids, these are 19 crafts that are suitable for toddlers. I'm also going to share the link with you in the comment section. And the last but not least source I want to share with you, and this is very exciting, is 12 virtual museum tours for kids, specifically for kids. You can do right this second. So these museums, and there are major museums, Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, one of the biggest museums in the world, the British Museum, the Louvre. All these museums, they have actual virtual tours. The National Gallery Art, the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History, one of the largest museums of natural history in the world. You can do a completely virtual tour with your kids. You can, if you have your laptop connected to the big screen at home, you can even make it on the big screen and make it into a family activity. Boston Children's Museum also can be toured virtually online. So these are some of the additional activities that parents can rely on when they want to fill the schedule or do some kind of educational activities with their children.
اوكي لو سام ممكن بس ترجعوا من البدايه اللي عم نعرضه عليكم للاهالي، عم نعرض عليكم مجموعه من المصادر. يعني بعد شوي مستر شرف الدين راح يعرض لكم اللينكس you could follow. بس هول يعني هي عباره عن مجموعه من الروابط اونلاين لينكس خلالها اكثر من نشاط ممكن ينعمل. في بعض اللينكس هي عباره عن مصادر للقراءه، الكتب متنوعه، يقرأ لكم هذه الكتب اونلاين. في مصادر اخرى للنشاطات الاولاد، عباره عن بازلز، عن احاجي بيركبوها حاجه باطار تعليمي. وحده اخرى للاطفال الصغار تودلرز، كيف يعملوا العاب يدويه. واخيرا في وحده كثير مهمه اللي هو الروابط المتعلقه بالمتاحف، اهم المتاحف حول العالم، من اللوفر لسميثونيان لغيره وغيره وغيره، كلهم يعني في لهم روابط اونلاين راح يزودكم فيها مستر شرف الدين، بحيث انه بتكونوا قادرين من خلالها اولادكم يطلوا على هذه المتاحف او على هذه الالعاب او على هذه الكتب للقراءه خلال فتره الصيف. شرف الدين.
شكرا دكتور. So just giving an example of one of these schedules, and we're going to talk about some the flexibility of these schedules later. So for example, for ages 1 to 3, waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 a.m. independent play, at 9:30 snack playtime with parents, 10:30 go for a walk or play outside, 11:30 lunch, 12:30 nap, 3 o'clock wake up snack, 3:30 put on a movie or TV show, 4:30 play and clean up, 5:30 dinner, 6:30 bath time, 7 reading, 7:30 bedtime. This is an example schedule for ages 1 to 3. Of course, from one family to another, it will vary. Also, the wake up time, the bedtime can also vary from one family to another. So for each age, the activities will be different, but all of it have one thing in common, which is the structured schedule.
اللي عم يعرضوا عليكم مستر شرف الدين حاليا على اللي هي عباره عن نماذج للبرامج الصيفيه اللي ممكن تبرمجوها لاولادكم تبعا لاعمارهم من سنه ل3 سنين او من 3 ل5 سنين، موجودين عندكم يعني امامكم، ممكن تشوفوها بالتفصيل.
So for example, one of the activities on the schedule is quiet time. So for a little bit older kids who don't take naps, you still can schedule a quiet time. You also need that at home to have some sort of a time where it is more quiet, it's more so students can use it for napping, they can use it for listening to music.
مقصود بquiet time وسام؟
يعني وقت هدوء في البيت، مثلا 1 hour scheduled ساعة من الهدوء بحيث لا يوجد فيها أي نشاط يصدر صوتا عاليا. So a person can lay down in bed, they can take a nap, or they can listen to music on their device, do something silently where the house is quiet, because this also needs to be scheduled. Otherwise, it will be, especially for houses with a lot of members, it will be a little bit stressful to have a loud activities all day long.
That's true. صحيح.
Another example of this is an example of ages 6 to 8. Notice how things change for each age bracket, and if you have multiple kids in the house, you need somehow to have a schedule for each kid separately. And sometimes you need to coordinate them together in terms of the lunchtime, the times that they can be together, and the times that they are doing separate activities according to their age. And this is a big difference between this and just letting your kids loose, do whatever they want during the day, because sometimes it's not very healthy or productive to just have, the older kids are doing things that the younger kids are not ready to do. So sometimes this interaction without any monitoring or without any guidelines can be more productive for some kids, can be less productive for others, and they don't get their share of attention or their developmental needs.
Okay.
Another schedule here is 9 to 11. Notice that the bedtimes are also changing. Now the creative time is scheduled in general, so the kid, depends what they feel like doing, they'll do with that creative time. And now I want to share with you some other sources. Is there any comments you'd like to add, Dr. Adnan, before we get into the sources?
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
So the first source I'd like to share with you is khanacademy.org. It's one of the greatest sources out there. Khan Academy, first of all, is free. It's a non-profit with a mission to provide free world-class education for anyone, anywhere. It's a trusted source, standards-aligned practice and lessons covering math from kindergarten to grade 12, grammar, science, history, even AP classes, SAT prep, and more. And it's flexible. You can learn on your website. You can learn on your computers, on iOS devices, Android devices, iPads, tablets, anytime, anywhere, and it's in over 40 languages. And it has a curriculum. So if your kid is a third grader and joins Khan Academy, and he joins a third grade Khan Academy, so he will be given lessons that are third grade level in math, in science, and ELA, and different subjects. And each one of these lessons is split into shorter, smaller lessons with practice. And if they pass that practice and test their skills, they will go to a next level, and the difficulty will increase and the content will develop. And if they don't, then each practice problem, if they have an issue solving it, then there are hints that are given to them that they can use. And if they need more, then there are videos that they can watch given by best instructors. Beautiful visual learning for each problem, for each specific question that they can learn again before they answer the question. You can add yourself as a coach so you can get reports, but even if you don't, you just can use Khan Academy to dedicate some learning during the day. For example, that 1 hour of math that you want your kids to do 1 hour of Khan Academy, let's say math Khan Academy, or they can do 1 hour, half an hour math, half an hour ELA, or whatever schedule you set for them. And it's self-guided, so it doesn't need really supervision from yourself.
يعني اللي عم نقدم لكم اياه حاليا واحدة من اهم المصادر التعليمية المجانية اونلاين، خان اكاديمي. من خلالها الاولاد حتى المعلمين ممكن يتابعوا دروس في الرياضيات، بالعلوم، باللغة الإنجليزية، بمواد مختلفة كثير كثير أساسية ومهمة، وتتبع منهاج ثابت في التعليم. سؤال وسام،
نعم.
هل النتائج اللي بيحصل عليها أي طالب عم يتسجل بهالأكاديمي is it recognized by the school? What are the affiliation between both his school, يعني our schools, and Khan Academy?
Yes, good question, Doctor. So Khan Academy, first of all, the subject matter that is taught through Khan Academy is aligned to the curriculum. So we also use it as a resource. So some of our teachers, and actually most of our teachers, have assigned Khan Academy access for our students. Now, when the student works on this on Khan Academy, and next year, let's say they're moving from 3rd grade to 4th grade, and next year the teacher in 4th grade assigns them some math work on Khan Academy, she will see their progress on Khan Academy at that time, because she will be added as a teacher. The teacher will give a class code for the student and parent, and that class code is added on Khan Academy. And once that is added, the teacher can have access and can see the student's progress, and the student will basically continue working from where he or she has left off. So it is synced with the schoolwork. So let's say that the teacher has assigned multiplication table on Khan Academy for students, and the student has already done that, then she can assign something more advanced for him or her. So it's a continued learning. Also, if a student has a weakness in some of the areas, that will strengthen his, that math, for example, is like muscles. They need training to continue on being effective. So they will get that training during the year. But yes, it is synced with, it is a source that is official for HES Academies, and many of our teachers, they use it in their classroom.
طب فينا نعتبر انه هذه يعني اي دروس بيتلقاها الطالب على بالخان اكاديمي فينا نعتبرها a supplement to what to his studies, his class in the classroom, or addition or substitute? What exactly could we link what he is taking as courses in Khan Academy and his actual courses in school?
Yeah, so this is basically is training for the student. Now, how does it enter into their grade? If you're asking about the grade, that's something that the teacher determines when the school starts, how Khan Academy is interpreted into their grade, because there's also points on Khan Academy, and that can be translated either as an extra credit or in whichever way the teacher sees fit to integrate that. Okay. There's something interesting in Khan Academy that I'd like to share with you too, is that they do also contracts with big companies to provide courses. For example, there is a course by the very famous company Pixar. Pixar was created by Steve Jobs, the same founder of Apple. And Pixar, not actually founded, but actually his entry into Pixar has picked it up into a bigger company. And now they're partnered with Disney. Anyway, they're a very famous company for animations, and there is an animation course that is offered through Khan Academy that is taught by Pixar. So you're having the top animation company in the world, one of the top animation companies in the world, teaching your kid a course on Khan Academy. So that's one example. Another example is a course called Growth Mindset. It's really an amazing course available for elementary, middle school, and high school on how to develop your brain in a way that will continue learning and learn from mistakes and grow as a mental capacity.
اوكي فاذا يعني كنا عم نحكي على موضوع الخان اكاديمي وقديش مدى ترابطها مع ترابط الدروس اللي بياخذها الطالب اونلاين بالخان اكاديمي مع الدروس اللي بياخذها بصفه. وهل هذه النتائج أو العلامات اللي ممكن ياخذها من خلال الدروس اللي تلقاها بخان أكاديمي هل هي معترف فيها؟ هل تضم إلى علاماته بالصف ب HES Schools؟ عمليا اللي ممكن ينقال بالدرجة الأولى أنه أي شيء يؤخذ عبر خان أكاديمي هو عبارة عن تدريب. يعني المعلم يختار دروس أو صفوف معينة من خان أكاديمي بيعطيها للطلاب ليتابعوها كنوع من التدريب على دروس في الرياضيات، في العلوم، في اللغة الإنجليزية أو غيره أو غيره. أما بشأن العلامات هذا أمر يترك لتقديره للمعلم المادي نفسه اللي أو حالهم باتباع التدريب عبر الخان أكاديمي. نقطة تانية وجوهرية وأساسية أنه من المهم أنه خان أكاديمي تعاقدت مع مؤسسات ذات شهرة عالية تعليمية للقيام بخطوات تعليمية أكبر منها البيكسار، ومنها شو اسمه الثاني وسام؟
مايند جروث.
هذه الجهة الثانية، هولي مصدرين تعليميين إضافيين بيساعدوا بتنمية وإثراء العملية التعليمية عبر خان أكاديمي. Yes.
So another resource is wordathome.brighthorizons.com. They provide this education in a very easy way, in a very user-friendly way for parents at home. It's divided by school level, so there is by school age and also preschool. There's even toddlers, there's even infant activities. And for each one of these, there are different lessons that can be read. There's different lessons that can be watched, that can be heard. There's virtual tours. It's like a full classroom. So that's another resource for continued learning.
سؤال وسام بهالحالة، برأيك ما بنكون يعني عمليا إذا الطالب بلاقي حاله قدام مجموعة من الاختيارات، خان أكاديمي، وورلد ات هوم، اتسترا اتسترا، ما بتعمل له حالة إرباك، حالة ضياع؟ مش الأفضل نوجهه باتجاه اختيار مصدر واحد، خان أكاديمي for example to follow?
Sure, yes. So this is we're providing sources for the parents, and the parents will pick what they like from these sources for the student. So of course we don't recommend picking all of them. We recommend picking very few. I'm going to show at the end of the presentation how to use these resources, how to pick from them and incorporate them into a schedule in a very practical way, because we've been doing this now for 2-3 months during the COVID pandemic. So we have some experience on what works and how does it work the best way. So I'm going to share with the parents at the end of the presentation.
إذا يعني مستر شرف الدين عم يأكد إنه نحن عم نعرض لكم للأهالي مجموعة عادة متعددة من المصادر اللي ممكن اتباعها لإضافة تعليمية لمصلحة الأولاد من خان أكاديمي أو غيره، وللأهل أن يختاروا. مش مطلوب من الأولاد أنهم يتبعوا جميع هذه المصادر. الأهل بيختاروا أيها الأفضل لأولادهم، مش بالضرورة الكل يعني. Yes.
Another source that's very important has been created by a lot of philanthropists. They've invested so much money into this program called Codeorg. And it's basically under the premise that the United States only has 10% of its coding needs. يعني البرمجة الولايات المتحدة لديها فقط 10% من حاجتها للبرمجة. So we share this resource with you as a source for kids to learn coding, something that we expect in the future to be the language of the future. Students will use coding just like we use math today.
What do you mean by the word coding here?
البرمجة.
عرفت، بس يعني شو مقصود فيها عمليا؟
يعني مثلا برمجة application، استخدام لغات مختلفة للبرمجة برمجة مثلا موقع على الإنترنت أو برمجة برنامج يؤدي أحد الوظائف. مثلا كنت أحتاج أن أغير مجموعة كبيرة من الصور، فكتبت برنامج صغير بلغة البايثون يذهب إلى كل هذه الصور ويغير اسمها إلى التاريخ الذي أخذت به والمكان الذي أخذت به. فهذا الجهد إذا واحد بده يعمله من غير برنامج قد يأخذه سنة، إذا عم تحكي about 2 gigabyte of photos, and it took 30 seconds with the program. This kind of the coding will be used in the future very very commonly.
In fact, we are coding our future.
Yes, I mean, this broadcast itself has been done by coders. They put together a code that allows us to have this multiple channels and broadcasting it on YouTube and Facebook. So Code.org is free, and it also has a curriculum, and it's also for all ages. There are 1 million teachers who use it today. 40% of the US students have accounts on Code. Almost 1 out of 2 students in the United States have an account on Code.org. And there is a myth that coding is liked by boys more than girls. There is actually 20 million girl coders on Code.org. And it's very fun. For example, a lot of our children, they like a game called Minecraft. So they teach coding, for example, through a Minecraft game on Code.org. Or if some children are connected to certain Disney figures, they also teach coding through these Disney figures. So this is another rich resource for parents.
فإذا هذا الموقع، هذا الرابط، هذا المصدر اللي هو code.org بيساعدنا على معرفة المستقبل اللي يبدو بشكل واضح أنه كل شيء في حياتنا المستقبلية يذهب باتجاه البرمجة. نحن أمام برمجة مستقبلنا، ونرى ذلك عمليا في كل هذا الذي نراه الآن على الشاشة، كل هذا التعليم الافتراضي، كل البرامج التي نقوم بها، كل ما نراه هو عمليا نتاج لبرمجة. هذا البرنامج يساعدنا على التعرف على عالم الكودز، عالم البرمجة في حياتنا المستقبلية.
هاي فقط أردت أن أري هذه الصفحة. مثلا they have express course. You start the course and you go from one session to the other بتراتبية للبرامج. So the kids will learn all these functions which are coding functions, and then they will be given, basically will finalize this course and will go to the next course. So it has some sense of achievement for the child, and the parent can monitor the progress for the child and can set incentives for them. And it's a game. It's just another type of game, but they're learning.
That's interesting.
So I want to talk about Story Pirates. Story Pirates is basically stories for children, narrated for children. It's a podcast. It can be listened to or watched, and they're very interesting stories for children. So if you need to have something that the students engage with on their screens, or even listen to, or even while you're driving your car, you want to play a podcast that the children can engage in, especially if you're taking a long drive. Let's say you're having traveling somewhere by car. This would be a very good source. It's called Story Pirates.
About what,
Sorry?
Stories about what?
Different stories for children level. They have won the 2020 iHeart Radio Award for Best Kids and Family Podcast. They have over 20 million downloads so far. So it's basically stories, but also told, because there's an art of telling a story, and these stories are told. They're very interesting stories, modern stories for children, and also it is very good performers who perform these stories for children.
اوكي، فاذا هذا الموقع اللي اسمه ستوري بايرتس، يعني قراصنة القصص او القصة، هو عبارة عن بودكاست ممكن الاطفال يستمعوا عليه او ممكن يقروه اونلاين، وهو عبارة عن سرد لقصص تطال حياة الأطفال، تتعلق بحياة الأطفال صغار السن، وله يعني أكثر من 20 مليون داونلود، تنزيل عن هذا الموقع حتى الآن. أوسام.
The next source is chesskid.com. I want to talk a little bit about chess. So according to these sources that you see on the screen, chess has been proven to help our brain. People over 75 who play chess are less likely to develop dementia. Playing chess grows dendrites, which conduct brain signals, and prefrontal cortex, which coordinates planning, judgment, and self-control. So chess actually has been proven to actually grow the brain and and enhance the brain functionality. Students in New York chess program improved reading scores more than non-chess playing students in a study. In another study, 4,000 Venezuelan students showed rises in IQ score after 4 months of instruction of chess. Playing chess helps develop creativity by activating the right side of a person's brain. So if you want to use chess as a source for your child, then you can use this website, one of the best websites for learning and playing chess, called chesskid.com. You can create an account for yourself and then create accounts for your children. And your children will either play with the computer or they'll play with others who you approve. So they can't play with just anyone. They only play with friends who you approve them to add to their chess friends, and then they can play with them. So let's say they have a cousin who plays also chess, and they want to play together. They can play together and chat together while playing chess. But also it has lessons and puzzles, and the same way the lessons increase and the levels increase as they learn and play more.
اوكي، هذا الموقع اللي عم نعرضه هلا هو موقع بيتعلق بالشطرنج، اسمه chesskid.com. طبعا بشكل عام نشجع جميع الطلاب على تعلم الشطرنج، لأنه أثبتت الدراسات أنه الطلاب بمدارس بنيويورك أو بفنزويلا، أنه من يتعلم الشطرنج يعني يظهر ذكاء أكثر، يظهر تقدم تعليمي أكثر ممن لا يتعلمون أو لا يعرفون الشطرنج. أثبت الدراسات أنه الناس على يعني الزهايمر أو الديمنشيا لا يطال من يمارس لعبة الشطرنج كما يطال الذي يمارسها. طبعا خلال هذا البروجرام كمان، هذا المصدر، في ألعاب، في تعليم، في مراحل تعليمية للعبة الشطرنج، وكل مرحلة يتخطاها الطالب يصعد إلى مرحلة أعلى.
Well, there is rating for chess, doctor. So each kid, his rating increases every time they play a game and they win a game, and it decreases when they play a game and they lose. So this rating is actually official rating. So when they grow up and they want to move from a chess kid, they want to move to actual chess, they can move their account to chess.com, which is also owned by the same company. And this rating continues. I mean, chess.com, even the world champions, they play on it. And they continue this rating. So they're building a rating for life. And this rating will grow with them as they learn and play chess in the future.
يعني اللي يمارس اللعبة الشطرنج على هذا الموقع له يعني يعطى مستوى معين، إذا ربح مستواه بيعلى، إذا خسر لعبة مستواه بيقل، وعلى المدى الطويل بعد ما يكبر بالسن وإذا انتقل إلى مرحلة أخرى يستطيع يعني هذا المستوى اللي سجله لنفسه اللي حققه يبقى مسجل له، وإذا انتقل إلى مرحلة أخرى إلى مكان آخر إلى لعبة أخرى يستطيع أن ينقل معه المستوى الذي سجله.
The next resource I want to share is musician.com. So Musician is a website. Let me just type it down for you here, musician.com. Musician is a website that teaches music, playing an instrument. Again, this is based on studies that playing music increases brain activity in all 4 of the cortex lobes. Young people who are involved in making music in their teenage years score 100 points higher on average on SATs than those who didn't play music. 75% of Silicon Valley CEOs had instrumental music education as a child. The cerebral cortex of a concert pianist is enlarged by 30% than a non-concert piano player. Spatial reasoning. After 8 months of keyboard lessons, preschoolers have 46% boost in spatial reasoning IQ. A higher IQ. Learning to play a musical instrument can increase IQ by 7 points by itself. So these are all studies, and the playing an instrument has been proven to be a very useful thing. So this website basically will teach you how to play.
Teach music. This website does it?
It has several instruments like a guitar, ukulele, piano. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
It doesn't teach all instruments, but the music theory is common. So if a person learns one of these, it will be easier to learn other instruments. There's a basic I think they give you half an hour free a day, and then if you want more, there's a membership. But this half an hour is enough for a music lesson in one day. And ukulele is a cheap instrument. You can buy it for about $50 or less. So you can always have that, or a keyboard. Also, keyboards are not. You can get a used keyboard for a very low price, and a person can really learn an instrument using this site.
اوكي، هذا الموقع musician.com هو موقع يعني يعلم او يؤكد على اهميه تعليم العزف على الاله الموسيقيه. بدراسات متنوعه ثبت ان من يتعلم اللغه العزف على الاله الموسيقيه له مكانه اكبر، له يعني مستوى اعلى في الحياه التعليميه، في الحياه اليوميه بشكل عام، يعني دون الدخول في تفاصيل. وسام.
I just wanted to go over this other source that talks about how playing music instrument for kids improves memory, increases brain development, improves coordination between motor skills, improves ability to focus, improves math skills, improves reading and comprehensive skills, improved spatial temporal reasoning, encourages responsibility and discipline, self-expression, builds self-confidence, learns patience and commitment, and a constructive outlet for stress. There's a lot of resources on the benefits of playing an instrument that I'd like to bring to the attention of parents who are looking for additional activities for their kids.
Okay.
تفضل دكتور.
No, go ahead. It's okay. It's almost the time is running down.
The time is almost over, so we have a few more slides I'd like to go over. Duolingo is a service that teaches you how to speak another language. They have a lot of languages there, among which is actually Arabic. So if you want your child to learn Arabic using an application that is fun, it's like a game, they can use Duolingo and they can learn most of the languages that are available on it.
اوكي، هذا موقع بيتعلق بتعلم لغه اخرى، طالما يعني من الامر الملزم للطالب انه يكون عنده لغه ثانيه. ديولينجو في يعني من ضمن اللغات الاخرى القابله للتعليم خلال الموقع في اللغه العربيه. طبعا في لغات اخرى بس كمان اللغه العربيه موجوده. اذا كان بدك ابنك يقوي حاله اكثر باللغه العربيه ممكن استخدام هذا الموقع لهذا الغرض. يس.
So I want to go over 5 tips before we end the show really fast. First, structure. Creating structure. Children usually resist structure when it's first introduced to them. They have a tendency to feel that when things do not have a structure and it's free and open, that they will have more fun. But actually, structure gives the child a sense of safety and discipline. And within that, the kid actually tends to do better and feel happier on the long run. So teachers know this very well, and they create structures in their classrooms. And teachers who are strict with their structures, the students in the beginning of the year, they get to resent her or him. They feel that there is this teacher is very strict, and they might describe them as not nice. They perceive structure as something that is mean. But as the year progresses, this student falls in love with this teacher. This teacher becomes one of the best teachers for the student, because within the structure of the classroom, the student is learning the best, is feeling safe, is feeling disciplined. And that is something that the student needs. They need that. And at home also, if there's structure, the student will feel safer and will start developing discipline, because the environment is disciplined, and they will tend to have more fun within that structure.
ملاحظات أخيرة يعني قبل انتهاء العرض. بعض النقاط التوجيهية. بناء النظام، structure، نظام الهيكلة. عادة الطالب بحس أنه هذا النظام، هذا الهيكلية النظامية قد تخفف من حركته، قد تعيق حريته. ولكن أثبتت التجربة أنه كلما كان النظام مشكلا كلما أدى إلى مزيد من الإحساس بالأمان والإحساس بالانضباط. عادة خلال السنة التعليمية ببدايتها أي مدرس، أي معلم يكون أكثر دقة بتطبيق هذه مسألة الهيكل النظامية. يعني تطبيق النظام قد ينظر إليه في البداية من قبل الطلاب أنه هذا إنسان قاسي، هذا أستاذ لا يريد لنا أن نكون أحرار، هذا أستاذ ظالم إلى ما هنالك، وينظر إليه أحيانا ببعض من الكراهية أو بعض من عدم الرغبة بالتعلم لديه. ولكن مع تطور العام الدراسي سيرى الطالب أنه أكثر استفادة، أكثر قدرة على التعلم، أكثر قدرة على الانضباط وعلى الإحساس بالأمان من خلال هذا الأستاذ نفسه. فإذا يعني ننصح، وهذا اللي واضح جدا أنه ننصح جميع المعلمين وجميع الأهالي باللجوء لهذا إلى أن تشكيل هيكلية نظامية للأولاد وللطلاب.
Second point, thank you, Doctor. To have the intentional activities, meaning when you're planning an activity, it's not enough that it is fun. Fun is important, but also you can have fun at the same time, have something intentional, depending on the needs of your children. So if you have a child that you feel they need math, an improvement in math, Monopoly would be a good game to play with them. If you feel that there is a child that needs to have an improvement in geography, and history, and maybe diplomacy and communication, Risk is a good family game to play together. So in general, any activity you want to do, you can be a little bit intentional in how you design it in a way that will help the student. If you're cooking with your child, then maybe you want to have them do the measurements because it will enhance their math skills.
يعني هذا المقصود بهذه الفقرة، بهذه الملاحظات التوجيهية، انه اذا كان لديك رغبة انك ان تنظم، ان تتقصد تنظيم عمل ما أمر ما لابنه خلال العطلة الصيفية، في مجموعة من الألعاب اللي ممكن تساعدوا على ممارستها. المونوبولي كثير بتساعد الأولاد في مجالات الرياضيات، الاقتصاديات والبزنس. لعبة تاني الريسك كمان ممكن تساعد الأولاد بفهم أكثر لموضوع الجغرافيا، العلوم التاريخ، العلوم السياسية، العمل الدبلوماسي والعمل الاستراتيجي. وسام.
And constructive. So activities can be done, and students can learn from them. And at the same time, activities can be constructive. So we can paint a painting that we want to hang on on the door. So there is a habit now during the COVID-19 pandemic that people go walking, and then you'll see all these paintings at the doors that give hopeful and positive messages. You can do a painting that you want to give as a gift. You can do woodwork that actually builds something. A student can learn cleaning, and at the same time they can help at home by cleaning with their supervision of their parent, etc. So cooking. One time you can play with dough just as a game, and then it will end up throwing it in the trash. And sometimes you can actually play with the dough and actually create some kind of a cake or bread or something. So constructive, also teaching our children to be constructive, to build, to add value to their environment.
الملاحظة أخرى حول الأمور البناءة اللي ممكن يقوم فيها الأهل مع أبنائهم لبناء شخصيتهم. ممكن استخدام ألعاب أو أعمال تتعلق بالخشب، بالطبخ، بالرسم، بالنظافة العامة في البيت أو في غرفته للولد. المهم انه من خلال هذه الاعمال تساعد الطفل على بناء شخصيته. وسام.
Also collaborative. Some of the activities that we can do can be collaborative. It teaches us to work together, teaches kids how to work with each other. So, for example, if they're writing an essay or a journal, maybe they can read it for each other, correct it for each other, write comments for each other. If they're learning instruments, maybe they can play something together. If they're learning chess, maybe they can play games together. Maybe you can do a home tournament. You can create a gift for the winner of these tournaments. It doesn't matter, but whatever encourages collaboration and working together in this learning. Crafts can be done together, etc.
كمان ملاحظة تاني حول موضوع النشاطات التعاونية اللي بتخلق حالة من التعاون بين الأهل وأولادهم، بين الأولاد فيما بينهم، من خلال هذه النشاطات ممكن الأولاد يساعدوا بعضهم البعض عبر قراءة قصص أو مقالات، عبر المشاركة في استماع للموسيقى، عبر القيام بألعاب شطرنج أو بأعمال يدوية. المهم أن يكون عنوان العام لهذه النشاطات هو عبارة عن أعمال أو نشاطات تعاونية، إما بين الأهل وأولادهم أو بين الأولاد فيما بينهم. سام.
And the last tip is resourcefulness. We live in a world where answers are at the tip of our fingers. It is very important to teach our kids to be independent learners by teaching them how to answer their questions rather than giving them the answers. And today, with the presence of all the electronics at home, our children need to learn that these electronics are sources of learning. They are not sources of playing only. So one habit you can develop is that when a child asks you, of course, this depends on the age, but if a mature child asks you a question, and even if you know the answer, maybe you want to ask them, did you Google it first? Teach them how to look for the answer first. There is YouTube videos to teach a child to do everything today. So it is important to teach our kids this source because it's a very important 21st century skill.
آخر ملاحظة توجيهية هي موضوع أن تعلم ابنك أن يبحث بنفسه. يعني لا تقم أنت بالعمل بشكل عام عن ابنك. إذا ابنك بده يبحث عن أمر ما، بده يكتب موضوع عن أمر ما، عمال يتابع قصة في شأن ما ويحتاج إلى مزيد من المعلومات، لا تقم أنت بالبحث عن المعلومات لابنك، دعه يقوم بذلك بنفسه. وطبعا بمراقبتك أنت، علما أنه الإنترنت ليس فقط للتسلية، الإنترنت في مجموعة كبيرة من المواقع التي من خلالها تستطيع أن تبحث عما تشاء من معلومات من جوجل وغيرها وغيرها وغيرها. فعود ابنك أن يقوم هو بالبحث، طبعا من خلال توجيهاتك ومراقبتك له.
So make a habit of asking the person when they, did you Google it first, to teach them how to be resourceful and use their devices as a sources of knowledge.
Yeah.
So finally,
go ahead.
Finally, we have, the schedule will look something like this. I'm going to show you two samples, one with like details and one general, if you want to have a general schedule. So I'm just going to enlarge it so you can see it better. So now I can set a schedule, and of course, as we said, we do it with our kids. I can set a schedule, for example, for 1 hour Khan Academy. I can set a schedule. When I set the breaks, and you have to set a lot of breaks, when you set a break, you can determine if this break they can use screen in it or not. So screen time can be something, it's a part of break, but not all of the break. You can set 11:30 till 12:30. They're going to do either Code.org or chesskid.com. And then at 12:30, they're going to have lunch and a free time. At 2 p.m., they'll come back and they'll do creative time. So either it can be crafts or art or music, etc. 3 p.m., they'll focus on language. So they can do Duolingo and ELA on Khan Academy. At 4 p.m., they'll have a break. I'll determine also if it's screen time or not. Screen time also can be an incentive where they earn it. So the more they earn screen time, the more they can use the screen time. 5 p.m., silent reading or help with dinner. 6 p.m. dinner and cleanup. Always make the children part of the cleanup and setup. And make sure to schedule family time and outdoor time, or ensure that you're spending time outdoors or with the family. And finally, bedtime and wake up time has to be scheduled. Summer doesn't mean that we open up the schedule completely, because children can actually hurt themselves by not giving themselves enough sleep, which causes other problems. So if your child does not like this much details of a schedule, and they feel that it is a little bit of a tight control that they feel uncomfortable with, if they prove themselves that they are trustworthy and they can be self-reliant and can be responsible, you can use a more open schedule such as this one. So basically, you'll say, for example, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I need, and this again, it's not coming from an authoritarian point of view. It's coming in collaboration with the child. So we put this together. We say 1 hour math on Khan Academy, 3 hours free time. You can divide it the way you want. 1 hour coding, 1 hour creative time, reading 1 hour, language 1 hour. So, and let the kid divide it the way they want. And then the rest of the night, it's also open, but you want to have dinner together. You want to have family time together. You want to have TV time maybe together. You want to have outdoor time. And then you determine bedtime. Still, you have to set wake up time and bedtime. Even if they don't feel like sleeping, they still have to be in bed. This structure is important for their health. And you can set an interval. So let's say from 10 to 11 bedtime. So they have to be in bed. So they can maybe read before bed. Modern research has shown that using screens, especially blue light, does not help sleeping at night. So it's recommended that screens are away from eyes, especially blue light, for the last 2 hours before sleep. But that's a recommendation. We're not giving any medical advice over here. We are giving this as a sample schedule from the experience with parents lately during the COVID-19 using structures at home.
أخيرا يعني تم عرضنا عليكم نوعين من البرامج اليومية للأولاد. واحد منهم محدد من ساعة النهوض من النوم إلى حين النوم، ساعة النوم، والآخر هو مفتوح، ولكن بالحالتين يتضمن معظم النشاطات اللي حكينا عنها، إن كان بشأن الدروس، إن كان بشأن الألعاب الشطرنج، إن كان بشأن بعض الأعمال الترفيهية، إن كان بخصوص الخان أكاديمي إلى آخره إلى آخره. هؤلاء نوعين من البرامج، أنت بتختار أي الأفضل للأولاد، أن يكون مبرمج مسبقا أو أن يكون مفتوح وأنت يتم برمجته خلال العمل اليومي. وسام.
Yes, and with that, actually, we come to the end of our presentation. We had one question about IXL and RASKids. IXL and RASKids will be available during the summer for our children. I want to share with you a piece of information. According to Johns Hopkins University, the effects of summer learning loss, it's called summer slide, can result in nearly 3 months loss in grade level equivalency in math and a 2-month loss in reading. Means they'll lose 3 months of learning during the summer, 3 months that they have learned during the school year, they will lose during the summer due to the not learning during the summer. So it is very important that the children continue learning during the summer. If they have summer school, they have summer school. If they don't have summer school, they need to continue learning. That's why IXL is available, RASKids is available. The summer challenge, for example, Universal Academy has set a summer challenge for the kids to do 1 hour on RASKids per week and 1 hour on IXL per week. I see that as a minimum. You feel free to set for your kids as much as you see fit. But definitely we have to do some sort of activities, especially in math and English literature, to continue the learning process during the summer, so the child does not, has a better rate of retention and does not go through the summer slide.
اوكي، ملاحظة أخيرة بخصوص الدراسة بفصل الصيف. جامعة جونز هوبكنز بدراسة عملتها تبين إنه أي طالب لا يقوم بالدراسة الصيفية هذا الأمر سيعادل خسارة 3 أشهر من دراسته السنوية. فيعني هذا الأمر يشجع ويؤكد على ضرورة وأهمية أن يكون الطالب في دراسة معينة خلال فصل الصيف، إن كان عم يتابع مدرسة عمليا أو عبارة عن دراسة منزلية خلال هذا. فإذا بنشجع نحن كمان جميع طلابنا والأهالي أنهم يخلوا أولادهم أن يتوجهوا للقيام بدراسة خلال فترة فصل الصيف. وسام.
Thank you, Doctor, and thank you, dear parents and family and community for continuing to be with us in this live session. This session will be broadcast, will be available on Facebook and YouTube of all the academies. So feel free to watch it at any time, share it with others, especially those who you feel will benefit from it the most. And all the links we shared are available also in the comments section. If you need any assistance or help, or you need more resources, please feel free to reach to our schools. They're open all year long. And have a great weekend and a very healthy and fruitful summer.
بالنهاية طبعا بتشكر جميع اللي تابعونا. التسجيل الحلقة سيكون متوفر على مواقعنا، مواقع جميع كل مدارسنا على اليوتيوب وعلى الفيسبوك. نتمنى للجميع عطلة نهاية أسبوع، ونتمنى لكم الاستفادة من صيف ممتع أنتم وعائلاتكم. والسلام عليكم.